Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new around here, welcome to the community. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you investie besties for coming back. You guys know I always appreciate you guys being with me here today. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We are documenting our journey to something called FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early, just to be able to do the things that we want to do. Our FIRE number is a $5 million net worth, with $2.5 million of that invested, whether that's in the stock market, real estate, cryptos, NFTs, anything of the like. So if you want to know more about that, I share a ton of beginner investing content on this channel. We are currently doing an investing challenge together as a community. Check out all of my playlists, and I hope that interests you enough to go on and subscribe and join us on this journey. So as you saw in the thumbnail, today we're going to be talking about inflation. Very simple and easy for beginners. I'm also going to answer some questions I got about ibonds, because a lot of you loved knowing about that and you had some questions, so I will answer that. And if you have more questions, leave them down below and I'll make sure I answer those in a separate video. And then towards the end of this video, I have a special treat for you guys. So I did like a tiny vlog. So I used that beat inflation challenge that I created, that I think a lot of you downloaded that sheet, and it came with like an envelope. And I'm going to take you to the supermarket where I'm going to be using some of the money I saved in that challenge to stock up on items for our pantry, right? That's how another way we can beat inflation, by getting ahead of it. We know that the prices are going to continue to go up for the time being, or for the foreseeable future. So if we can get ahead of it by stocking up on some things now, we are actually saving our money. We're stretching our money, and the purchasing power of our money is continuing to kind of go forward versus be lagged behind. So let's get right into this. There's a lot going on in today's video, but the theme of it is inflation. So I hope that you guys are ready. Hashtag inflation. Let's get right into this. So you probably are thinking, Shalise, I'm a beginner. I hear inflation all the time on the internet, in the news, social media. The politicians are talking about it. Can you tell me simply what is inflation? In a nutshell, inflation is just the rise in the cost of goods and services, while the purchasing power for those said goods and services goes down. So there's a couple of things that impact inflation. One of the biggest things that is impacting inflation the way we know it right now, and that is the shortage of workers and the supply chain disruption. So you have to remember, when the C word, because I don't want to say it because I don't want to get this video kind of demonetized, but when the C word came upon us in March of 2020, what happened is that everything shut down. The world literally shut down. And we don't realize that before groceries and before the things we like to order off of Amazon and all of that stuff get to us, there is a whole like ecosystem almost of things going on behind the scenes to get a product or an item from point A, where, you know, it's made and manufactured, to the end point, which is us, you know, in our possession, in our homes. And so you had a lot of goods and services too that were, you know, being transported, that was done in person. A lot of the food and the items that we have in our homes come from overseas. So the flights were stopped. The shipping was stopped, the trucking, the railways, the four main ways that things travel around this world was stopped. A lot of companies shut down because you need people to actually make these things and to produce these things, to package these things. Even if there's a lot of machines doing it, machines, you know, aren't, you know, unpacking and loading trucks and things like that. So when everybody was kind of locked in the house, it stopped everything. It literally stopped. And what it did is that in that few months where literally everything stopped, it set us back a couple years, because the demand for like groceries, for example, the demand for wood and lumber, because people wanted to add on to their homes, or perhaps wanted to get out of apartment living and get a place, the value of that went up. And this is, I think that's what kind of sparked this crazy housing movement and bubble that we're in right now. It was the demand of, okay, if I got to be home because the C word is going to be around for a while, I want to be comfortable where I am. So that all costs, when you got the demand for all this stuff high and the supply chains have been stopped, then, you know, you're going to run into an issue. So what's going to happen is that whatever is left, the price is going to be kind of increase substantially on those things. And I'm not saying that, there's not some greed going on with some of these companies using inflation as an excuse to keep prices high, but I'm just saying overall, that is what's going on. So that's basically what inflation is. I'm sure you guys are feeling it because I'm feeling it as well. I remember when the Fed came out about early last year and was talking about inflation was transitory. And transitory is just a big fancy word that the government likes to use that just means short-lived or short-term. So they're basically saying that inflation will be short-lived or it's like a short-term thing. And my humble little opinion, I don't believe that. One of the reasons why I don't believe that is because in the past, when we've seen things go up, it was usually like one or two areas of our existence. Right now, I had mentioned in an article that I was featured in on CNBC Make It, I'll have the link down below if you guys wanted to check that out. I said to the reporter that I don't remember a single time where every single expense in our budget went up. Like every single thing. It was the mortgage. It was the property taxes. It was school taxes. It was utilities. It was homeowners insurance, to buy furniture for the home, just to keep it up, keep things fresh. Paint went up. Let me side note real quick. My husband and I went to Lowe's. I asked him to paint the family room just to kind of freshen up the house and all of that. The paint, and this was the one coat kind just to save time, but still, it was $55 for a gallon of paint. I mean, again, guys, the cost of goods and services going up because the demand is great. I mean, if you own a car, gas, don't even get me started on gas. Thank God that we have the money and the wherewithal to put, gas in our tanks, but a lot of people are really being affected by inflation. And so I'm here, your Investie Bestie is here to help you navigate through this. And this is why I created that Beat Inflation Challenge. You're going to see that vlog later in this video where I go out and get those groceries and things, because there's smaller things that you can do. Now, the best way to beat inflation is through investing. There is no other way to say it. You must invest. If you are trying to come out of this inflationary period on top, or with a profit, or having your money make more than what it did before you went into this, you must invest. If you have access to a 401k, you do not, and I repeat, you do not have to max it out. Just put enough in up to the match. If you get a match at your job, great. Open up a Roth IRA, okay? We're talking about tax-free gains here. If you have access to a 529, if you have a little bit of money left over for UTMA, put $5, $10, $25 aside for your children to get them a head start as well. Open up a Robinhood, an M1 finance account. You could deposit money in like $2 in and get $2 worth of Apple, $2 worth of, Tesla or Amazon or things like that. You can do this. That is one reason why I started the $1 a day investing challenge. $1 a day. Okay. If you are in Dunkin' Donuts, if you are in Starbucks, if you're going through McDonald's, Burger King, if you're getting your nails done, your hair done, you can afford to do $1 a day so that you could come out of this greater than what you did when you went in. One of the other ways we are beating inflation is through ibonds. Now, if you want to know more about what in the world an ibond is, Shalise, how do you buy it? Can we see your ibonds? Check out this video right here. You will see all of those things, but I did get some questions. I have my questions right here, and I wanted to be able to answer those for you guys because I know that you guys really were serious about it. Okay, so the reason why a lot of us was saying to get your ibonds in before the end of April 2022 was that you can get the current 7.12% interest rate. So remember, the Treasury releases their inflation interest rates twice per year, May 1st and November 1st. So if you bought your ibonds, let's say before the end of April, you will get 7.12% on your money for April, May, June, July, August, September. And then what happens is that new 9.6% interest that you hear everybody talking about all over the internet and on the news, you would get starting November, December, January, February, March, April, and then it'll just redo again all over again next year. Another question that I got was, how do we know when the new interest rate will be announced? We don't know yet. Remember, the Treasury announces this twice per year. So closer to October, especially towards the end of October, you're going to hear a lot of economists talking about running some numbers and what they think it is until the Treasury actually releases it on November 1st. Another question that I got was, can you only buy ibonds once? No, remember, per Social Security number per year, you can put up to $10,000. So if you do not have $10,000, because not everybody has $10,000, and I want to just say it's okay. I'm a big believer in a penny saved is a penny earned. I know people who bought $50 worth of ibonds. I know people who bought $120 worth of ibonds because that is all that they had. So you can buy as little. I think the least that you can get is $25. $25 worth. The great thing about it is that some people actually put money into their ibonds out of their paycheck. Now, the downside to that is that the longer you have your money sitting, the more the interest will compound and give you a higher return. But like I said, some people can't just throw a chunk of money. So let's say you put $50 in, you got the 7.12%. You can still get some of the 9.6% for 6 months. So if you want to start a sinking fund or a challenge for yourself, then you can do that. I am personally starting a sinking fund so that when October comes around and I start to hear like some of the inflation interest rate that may be coming out, I want to have some more money to put in because we only put $5,000 in, and we put in $500 for my 16-year-old daughter, or soon to be 16-year-old daughter, and $100 each for each of our 2 sons. But I want to put more in because, again, anything above 5% is a win to me. So I want to be ready when, the end of October, the beginning of November comes around to put a nice chunk more into ibonds. So no, you do not have, it's not like just a one time, that's it. The Treasury only cares about like the limit. So as long as you don't go over $10,000 per Social Security number, that is okay. Another question that I got was, could you only buy ibonds through the Treasury Direct? Yes, you can only get your ibonds through treasurydirect.gov. You cannot go on Robinhood or Fidelity, Vanguard. You can't use M1 Finance. You can't go through your bank. It has to be through treasurydirect.gov, the Treasury's website. That's the only way you can buy ibonds. So those are some of the questions that I got. Again, if you have any more questions, leave them down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Okay. Again, like I mentioned, we are investing heavily, my husband and myself, to get ahead of inflation for ourselves, for our children. We're also expanding our investing to cryptocurrency. We have a cryptocurrency portfolio. We have NFTs. We have 2. I am looking at a 3rd one. I will talk to you more about that when I release like a crypto update or maybe like a portfolio update, something like that. I'll have that there. This ibond is our newest like account that we have, a place to just park some money to help us get ahead and come out on top with inflation. Another thing before I get into like the beat inflation vlog that I did, paying off debt is another way to beat inflation. So if you have variable interest rates, a lot of variable interest rates are attached to credit cards. Okay. So if you have credit cards or even car loans, if you have an adjustable rate mortgage, you will be impacted by all of the rate hikes that the Fed is trying to do this year to kind of get inflation to slow down. Okay. So if you can get ahead of that by maybe making an extra payment to your credit card, maybe making an extra payment to your principal, maybe refinancing, and even the interest rates for that has gone up. But I mean, it may be a little less than keeping an adjustable interest rate. So again, run your numbers, spend a weekend, a couple of days, pulling all of your statements to really dig to see, what is going to save you the most money on the back end. This is what we're all trying to do, right? Save our money, invest our money, and keep more of our money to do the things, even during inflation, that we want to do. And remember, the summer is coming. That's like the worst time historically for inflation and the holiday season, but the summer. So we already see gas up. We already see groceries up. We already see plane tickets and hotels and things like that already up. And it's the beginning of May. Imagine June. Imagine when the children get out of school. All of these things we have to really think about so that we can make a plan now to get ahead. And so with that Beat Inflation Challenge, that tracker, it's up on the website if you want to get it, mt1finance.com. But I have an investing column. Find a little bit of extra money to set aside, do some extra investing. I have a savings column. So we want to start a garden. We still plan on doing that, but my husband, he's in Boston at a conference right now. So he's going to build the flower beds. But until then, I wanted to use $100 from that challenge to get stocked up on our pantry. I have a column for debt payoff. Again, extra payment towards a credit card. And then a column for a gift because, it's always good to help other people out. There's a lot of seniors and disabled people who are really suffering right now from inflation. And we can kind of give back, the little way that we can. So that is like the inflation type of video. I am going to transition to the mini vlog. Again, I'm not a vlogger. If I try to pan slow and to talk clearly and to show you some things, but I hope that you enjoy it. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the little bell notification button so that you don't miss an upload every time your Investie Bestie posts a video. Okay, so I will see you in my next video coming out, I don't know, I think Sunday, where I will be doing my net worth update, and I will be investing the picks from April, which is Realty Income, which is, I love that stock, and the Vanguard Real Estate ETF. Okay, so let's go on over to the vlog, and I hope that you guys like it. Here at the rice aisle, looking for rice, and pasta's down there. I'm gonna get some pasta too. Let's get this. Guys, we're at the canned goods, so I'm going to either get Green Giant or Del Monte, and you can see the prices there. So I'm going to get a couple of cans and continue on shopping. All right guys, just checking in. Cart is getting full. Here getting eggs, and they are really expensive. Look at that. All of the eggs are expensive, even the store brand. $3.59. Like, wow guys, this is where we are right now. All right guys, I'm going to grab these. So everything in the front part of this cart is separate for like the house. This is all like pantry, but if I see a sale, I gotta get it because things going up and I don't want to waste too much money coming back and forth with gas. So the Sargento is on sale. That's a good brand. I'm getting me some. All right guys, I'm home, took everything out. Yes, the bag's all over the floor. And so just real quickly, because I don't want this to be a long video. So I got 2 of these. Oh, by the way, I went over about by 10. There's my receipt. Like one by $11, I think. It was like $111 or something. Now this I got separately. This is for the house. You see this? That's for the house, so I wouldn't have to kind of go back to the store again because gas is expensive. But this was about $111, so I did go over budget a little bit, but I mean, I still feel like I got quite a bit. I mean, you guys can see everything. I'm not too big of a fan of this, but we do like strawberry frosting, and the frosting is strawberry, roasted red peppers right there, 2 juices, something a little different from like rice because that can get kind of tedious, so I got that for the beat inflation. Again guys, if you can get ahead of inflation, we know the prices are going to keep going up on all this stuff, right? And so we want to make sure, at least if we can stock up a little bit at a time, that then we can kind of get ahead of it, because we already bought, for example, some juices at a lower price, knowing with the diesel prices going up, the diesel stuff is going to be just more expensive. They're going to pass that cost to us. So trying to get ahead of inflation, buying some now. Sometimes you can't get everything at once. I mean, if your pantry is empty and you're trying to like buy everything at once, that will be hundreds of dollars, which is why with that challenge, you just put a couple of dollars aside, and when you get to like $100, go out, get some things, put it in your pantry, and then when you do the challenge again, because you'll have the PDF, which is up on the website by the way, then just go ahead and do that. And so that's pretty much it. I'm going to actually close out the video here because yeah, I'm not doing a official outro. I'm tired. I got to get this stuff put up, and I'm going to do my Ibotta. See, Tasha, I'm doing my Ibotta, and I'm going to do my fetch too before I forget. And if you guys want to sign up with either one of those, my referral links is down below as well. So let me know how you guys are beating inflation. How are you guys doing with the Beat Inflation Challenge? I will see you in my next video, which will be my net worth update. And it would be an invest with me. So I'm going to be investing the money from our April investing challenge. Our April picks were Realty Income and the Vanguard Real Estate ETF. For May, you all picked Amazon and the Fidelity Consumer Discretionary ETF as well. So look forward to that video. And again, guys, this is everything I got. $111. All right, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.